keep it moving, and I am gonna blow up your spot one of these days.
Nicki Minaj went on a full-blown social media assault against JayZ, accusing him of owing her up to $200 million from the Tidal sale and using Roc Nation to blackball her career. JayZ has not responded to a single claim. However, Nicki pressed harder after she pulled up on HOV with receipts, allegations, and zero chill. Here's what we know: the Tidal sale, the $200 million claim, and the Super Bowl snub. Hey, let's get into the bread first, because at the end of the day, money is what started this whole smoke session between Nicki and HOV. And when we say money, we ain't talking about a couple racks or some petty label dispute. We're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. Straight up.
No capítulo.
To understand where Nicki's coming from, you've got to rewind to 2015. That's when JayZ launched Tidal, the streaming platform he was positioning as the artist-owned alternative to Spotify and Apple Music. It was supposed to be revolutionary, a place where creators actually ate from the table they built. Jay brought in some of the biggest names in music to co-sign the whole thing: Beyoncé, Rihanna, J. Cole, Kanye West, Madonna, and this part is important, Nicki Minaj. Each artist was given a 3% equity stake in the company. In exchange, they were expected to push exclusive content, promote the platform to their fan bases, and ride or die for the vision. And Nicki did exactly that. She wasn't playing around. She was one of the most active promoters of Tidal, second probably only to Beyoncé herself. She pushed it on her socials. She dropped exclusives. She showed up to that iconic launch event and posed with Usher, Rihanna, Madonna, and the rest of the squad, looking like they were about to take over the entire music streaming industry. The energy in that room was real. These artists believed they were building something that would change the game forever. But here's where things went left. In 2021, JayZ sold the majority stake in Tidal to Jack Dorsey's company, Square, now called Block, for roughly $302 million in cash and stock. That's a massive bag. A legendary payday. Now, if you do the math real quick on Nicki's 3% equity stake, she should have walked away with roughly $9 million at the very minimum. That's just basic arithmetic. But according to Nicki Minaj, she didn't get a single red cent, not one penny. She said JayZ's team offered her $1 million, just one lonely million, to basically keep her mouth shut and disappear. She called it a slap in the face, an insult, a straight-up robbery in broad daylight. On X, she put it plain for everybody to read: "We've calculated about 100 to 200 million so far. Hashtag JayZ, call me to settle this karmic debt. It's only collecting more interest. You still in my top 5, though. Let's get it. __. And anyone still calling him HOV will answer to God for the blasphemy." Now, the Breakfast Club crew had something to say about this, and they kept it a whole buck. They made a point that a lot of people in the culture were thinking but not saying out loud. If somebody really owes you $200 million, why are you tweeting about it instead of filing in court? And that's a legitimate question. As of right now, no lawsuit has been filed, no legal papers, no court dates, just tweets. But, and this is important, the tweets were surgical. Nicki didn't just throw random accusations at the wall and hope something stuck. She laid out an entire indictment of JayZ's operation, piece by piece, brick by brick. She went on to accuse JayZ of ruining damn near everything the culture holds sacred: hip-hop, football, basketball, touring, Instagram, Twitter. She tweeted, "Dear fake JayZ, you ruined hip-hop. You ruined football. You ruined basketball. You ruined touring. You ruined Instagram. You ruined Twitter. The jig is up. All of this is alleged and for entertainment purposes only." The Breakfast Club had a field day with that one. The whole room was
I have no idea about their business, but if someone owed me $200 million, then I would be in court, not on X. And I guarantee you, if she ever took that to court, that would be a huge story.
But underneath all the jokes and the memes, the Tidal money situation is dead serious. If Nicki Minaj was legitimately a 3% equity holder in a company that sold for $32 million, and she got lowballed with $1 million hush offer when the real number should have been closer to $9 million at minimum, and she's saying the actual number is far higher when you factor in promotional value and brand equity, then that's a problem. That ain't the miscommunication between colleagues. That's getting finessed on a corporate level, and in the streets, that's a violation. She also said that once she finally gets that money from JayZ, she plans to use it for her Chukran Student of the Game charity, a fund dedicated to paying fans tuition and student loans. So in her mind, JayZ isn't just stealing from her. He's stealing from the barbs. He's stealing from students who need that bread to get their education. That framing hit different. It turned a business dispute into a cause. And the Tidal situation wasn't even the only thing that had Nicki's blood boiling. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. In September 2024, the NFL announced that Kendrick Lamar would headline the Super Bowl 59 halftime show in New Orleans. Now, for anyone who has even a passing familiarity with hip-hop culture, that announcement was a gut punch to one specific individual, Lil Wayne. Wayne is New Orleans born and raised. He's the heartbeat, the pulse, the living legend of that city. He's one of the 5 greatest rappers to ever grip a microphone. And the Super Bowl was literally in his backyard. Everybody, and I mean everybody in the culture, assumed Wayne was getting that slot. It felt like a done deal, a foregone conclusion.